Going by trike. Here we go. Going by trike. Here we go. Going by trike. Here we go. Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Richie Rich Abroad. We're hitting you from Baguio, way up in the mountains. But
And of course, before we start,
I was gonna do it next. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We're all the way up in Baguio. We're out in Baguio, up in the mountains. I'm Richie Rich. I'm your host, Richie Rich.
And this is Cheng.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Cheng, do your thing. Let's get it cracking.
Yeah, so again, welcome to our live stream for this week. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way in. And of course, we have our handsome moderator to help us out in this live stream. And again, just to remind everybody, this is a call-in live stream. If you're in the US, just dial 415-490-8030 and add +1 if you're outside the US, Canada, or if you're in Australia. Yes. That's just a little disclaimer. Just be respectful because we are respectful in this space. And of course, our moderator will be very quick to
He pulls the trigger pretty quick, y'all.
Yeah.
So just be nice. Don't attack anybody. Everybody here is pretty cool. So
Yes.
if you're new here, just be polite. That's it. Our moderator is trained to pull the trigger super quick, even if you think somebody said something wrong or disrespectful. So yeah, just
His hands are itching.
He's got itchy trigger finger. Itchy trigger finger. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So also, we don't solicit. We usually don't solicit anything. If you want to, you can still give to Caritas Manila. We will be filming this week. We will be picking up all the rice that we ordered, picking it up and delivering it to Caritas Manila. We will be filming that whole event. That should be something so you guys get a chance to see what you've done, what you've helped us to accomplish, and aiding and helping some of the people who are underprivileged.
Yeah, and if you notice, we're wearing our Spartan shirts because we have a race next week.
But that's not. Oh.
Yes, right after.
So
we're doing
So how do we do that? Are we doing a live stream after the race, or we won't have time?
We don't have time.
We'd have to finish it quick. So do we do the live stream on Saturday instead?
Probably.
We might have to do it on Saturday. So next Saturday we'll probably do our live stream.
In their Friday.
Your Friday night we'll probably be doing the live stream because on Saturday we will be doing our next Spartan race. So just we'll make sure everybody understands that later.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Cheng?
I think that's it, but we have to let them know what's our live stream topic for today.
Okay, what's the live stream topic?
The live stream topic for today is very interesting. What would it take for you to leave the matrix?
Okay, I think it's a good topic. But before we get into all of that,
yes,
let's welcome some people up in the house.
Of course, definitely. Hello, Slick Rick. Thank you so much for always being on time.
All right. Okay.
Yes, Slick Rick. Hello, Morris.
What's up, Morris? What's going on?
We have Christopher Michael. I saw him.
Christopher Michael was in the house before we were in the house, right?
Yeah.
Ronin Travelers
Hello,
is
Ronin.
in the house. What's going on, brother?
Hello, Daily.
Okay, what's happening, Daily? It's been a bit.
It's been a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
A minute for Daily. What's going on?
And yeah, that's about it.
All right. So Ronin actually said that he is out. Ronin, where you at again, bro? Oh yeah. So Ronin is out in here. Let's do this and go ahead and read that if you will.
Salute Rich abroad. I already did made it to the province of Isabela here in Luzon.
Okay,
So
all right.
it's somewhere not near, but down, lower Baguio,
South
north
of Manila or north of Manila?
north of Manila.
Okay, got it. Okay. And I asked him, "Do you recommend it?" And Ronan said it has its own airport. Okay, I didn't know that, and so it makes it easier to get here for sure. And the people are nice. I think the people are nice pretty much
Mhm.
everywhere
Mhm.
in the
The
Philippines.
Philippines.
So I definitely can dig that, right?
Yep.
Okay. Black Box is in the house. Derek Greenway, DG, is in the house. What's going on? Who else? Who do we miss?
Mr. JBiz 2000.
Mr. JBiz 2000.
Hello, thank you for joining us, Mr. JBiz.
What's going on, JBiz? JBiz was here last week too, so appreciate you coming back.
Thank you. Kevin Benson asked if it's cold in Baguio. Actually, our room doesn't have an air condition. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's not cold.
Yeah, people. Let me put this out there. People are always before. This is my first time in Baguio. People are always telling me, "Oh, it's so cold in Baguio." To us, it is not going to be cold, you guys. Right? To us, if you're from the States, especially if you're from Canada, it is not going to be cold
Nowhere
at all.
near.
Yeah, nowhere near. The temperature right now is 72 degrees, which I think most of us will agree is not cold. But if you're from Manila and you're used to it being 90 to 105 degrees, yes, Baguio is going to be cold. But it's not cold. It isn't cold. And I came in with a hoodie on and
Thermal
a
jacket.
down vest and all that stuff, and people looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm listening to people telling me how cold it's gonna be. So it's not cold, but it's nice. It's nice. You can walk around with a t-shirt on and you're good to go. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Big Boss is here, huh? You're
Big
early.
Boss in the house early.
Yeah.
Usually makes a late appearance. What's going on, Big Boss?
Hello, Big Boss. Big Boss said, everyone is in the matrix, depends on your perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So there.
All right.
All right. So
and then
we have Jay. I think this is Jaykins.
It is Jakin. He jumped in. What's going on, my man?
Hello.
Good to have you in the house.
Kevin Benson said San Francisco is chilly.
Is it chilly? Is chilly in the house? Really? What time is it? Okay, but it is gonna be chilly, right? It's 6 o'clock, so it's gonna be windy. Yeah. Mr. Mister's in the house, and Mr. Mister said 72 is perfect. That's what I'm saying. 72, the perfect temperature. You can wear anything you want. You can dress cool or dress warm, and you're still good to go. So I think 72 is perfect, but they're used to it being hot like an oven.
Yeah, but to be honest, when I go out here in Baguio, I don't want to wear a hoodie as much as possible because it's not every day that you get the cool breeze on your skin, you know.
I hear you.
And I like the effect of the cool breeze on my hair. It makes it more shiny.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, mine too. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
okay. Emirabui. Okay, you do it. I know you like doing it anyways. And I got his first name, but the last name.
Okay. Amirabui Al-Mubarak. Hey, you too. Stay safe and much love. Thank you
love
so
back
much,
to you,
Amirabui.
Much love back to you, brother, right?
And I think Black Box said right now it is 86 degrees here in Pennsylvania.
Okay. I think we got to go off of this one because we're doing two different.
All right.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay, there we go. So let's walk. All right. So 86 degrees in Pennsylvania. So 86 is, it ain't too hot, but 86 is getting there.
It's like Manila temperature.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like Manila temperature in the evening. Right. Okay. All right.
All right. So.
All right. And yeah, and Mr. Mister says 72 degrees is perfect, right? And then,
yeah. So in addition, I think you have a good recommendation of the pizza place. I think we might want to check out.
We're gonna try to get there today. Actually.
Yeah. So when I was in Baguio, according to Mr. Mister, it never went outside of 68 to 71. Actually, last night
that's about where it's at.
It was like 19 degrees. How's 19 degrees?
That's about where it's at. That's about where it's at, actually. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, is that hot to you? Is that cold to you? It's not cold, right? It's like you can wear whatever. You don't even have to put no sleeves on if it's 68 to 79, 72 degrees, right? To me, that's like perfect.
Comfortable.
Yeah, it's real comfortable. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So. Veteran Prime 44. Most likely a remote job for me. That's all it would take.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. So that's getting into our topic.
Yeah.
Let's finish. Let's introduce everybody.
Yes.
Uh,
Let's shout
okay.
out some people
Yeah.
first, and then we move on to
Yeah.
our live stream topic. So Emil Wimrengo.
Is in the house,
Yeah,
right?
I
Appreciate
need
that.
a residual
Income
income
of
of
10K.
$10,000.
Would 10K do it? 10. You might need more than that. You might need more than that. Emil, you might need a little bit more than that. But I feel you. Not much. Not a whole lot more than that. I would say it very comfortably 20K. 20K comfortably would be good because that would be about 1,700 a month, and you'll be all right with that, right? But I mean, you could live on 10K, but I don't know how come you might would be eating ramen noodles all the time.
Ramen.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Living frugally.
Exactly. You'd be
That's
living frugal. Yeah.
okay.
Daly is in the house. He said.
Daily said 72 is pretty comfortable weather, and I'm in the Midwest in
In
Missouri.
Missouri. Daly, where are you at in Missouri, bro? Are you in St. Louis? Or whereabouts you in Missouri? My daughter lives in Missouri. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, so I think I missed Andrew.
Oh, my bad. Andrew Harris is in the house.
Andrew said it's 91 in Chicago.
And 91 in Chi-Town, right? It does get hot there. It gets hot and it gets cold, right?
Mm.
Okay.
All right. So Throat Puncher, hello, welcome to our live stream. Richie Rich and the Miss, how's everything white?
Punch me in the throat. He's a throat puncher. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's good here in Baguio. It's cool. It's chill.
Yeah, everything's
Yes.
pretty good. We tried to do this where we get the background.
Yeah. We want to share it with
share
you.
a little bit of the background from the
Mhm.
hotel. Sorry if the sound is not better, but we try to make it as good as we possibly can
Nah.
when we're out on the road, right?
I can hear the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you can hear this sound, this clown horn, dude is up at 5 o'clock in the morning, tooting this horn. And what's the horn? What is he doing?
Normally, he's selling pandesal or bread and sometimes rice cakes in the morning because people here in the Philippines are used to eating breakfast, like heavy breakfast before going to work.
Mhm.
So pandesal and rice cake is the way to go. And normally, people who are working will get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's why he's up.
Right. 5 o'clock in the morning. Imagine you being on holiday in a vacation in your hotel and you hear this at 5 o'clock in the morning, along with construction, drilling, banging,
Dogs.
sawing, dogs barking, roosters crowing,
Motorcycles with loud
strikes,
pipes.
jeepneys. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. But it's a place.
But
place
I
we
think
chose,
you're
yeah.
getting used to it already.
A little bit. It's not something I want to get used to, though.
Yeah,
Right?
but you're sound asleep even
Right.
if with the noise.
All right.
Yeah. Mike T.
What's going on, Mike
Hello,
T?
Mike T. Happy Blessed Sunday. Looks like a nice area where you're at. Yes,
It's not bad.
it
It's interesting. It's definitely
Mhm.
interesting, and I'm glad we chose this area.
Yeah, for sure. And the black box said, I'm very lucky. I'm bringing in on my retirement 4K a month.
Black box, you need to be here already.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, you'll be.
That's-
You're blowing money right now, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that he can live like a king?
You're gonna live
4K?
very, very comfortable.
Very,
At
very
4K,
comfortable.
you're gonna live very, very comfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can even, even with a girlfriend, you should still live very comfortably, unless you pick the wrong girlfriend.
Mm.
Right. Okay.
All right. So Men's Daily said, I'm in Kansas City,
Okay,
Missouri,
KC.
home of the Kansas City
Know what it
Chiefs
is.
and Royals.
Right. Chiefs.
Chiefs. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
80 in Pittsburgh,
80 in
according
Pittsburgh,
to
that's what it
Throat
is.
Puncher.
Okay.
All right. So Maury said in Bermuda, it was 84 degrees with 82 humidity and plenty of sun.
82 humidity. That's something. Okay.
Roy McLeod. Hello, Roy.
McLeod.
McLeod.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
go.
My bad. That's not
Okay.
correct.
It's all right. We got you.
Roy McLeod. 72 would be great. It is hot as Hades here in North Carolina.
Okay. So we pronounce that name McLeod, just like the clouds in the sky.
Oh, got it.
All right. So
Thank you.
McLeod, right? And Hades.
Hades.
Yeah. Hades.
Oh,
Hades is hell, right?
Hmm.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. all
Hot
right.
as hell.
Yeah. Exactly. It's hot. Ooh.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm singing.
Right, I
I'm
was just
singing
about
in
to
my
do it,
mind
yeah.
right now.
I was just about to
I'm
do it.
trying my
Okay.
best not to.
All right. Yeah. Exactly.
Huh?
Train ourselves. No more singing
No
on the
more.
live stream.
No
Okay.
more. So Mr. said, "Yeah, I'm in the Chicago suburbs. It's toasty out here."
All right. It is toasty.
You're like,
Vet Prime says it's 93 in Texas, but look, that's Texas, right? I mean,
can you cook egg on the street?
Arizona, you can cook eggs on the sidewalk. That's real. That's real. DG said he's working today and he's got to babysit some grown folks, right? Sometimes that's part of the job, right? Got to babysit some grown folks.
Yeah, so Frank Ellis, hello, thank you for joining us. You guys have hit 10K. Woohoo!
Woohoo! We did hit 10K. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yesterday
yesterday
morning.
we hit 10K. We woke up and we were at 10,001.
Yeah,
I woke up at
I
10,001,
woke up
and I was trying to get it because the last time I looked, it was 9,996, and I was like, okay, I got a little time, so I did some stuff, and next you know, I looked again, it was 10,001, so I missed. I wanted to take a little screenshot, just save it, but thank you guys
so much
for helping us to get there. We could not have done it without you guys. We really appreciate it. That was our number one goal. That was our first goal, was to get to 10K. Next goal is 25K.
Yes.
Next goal is 25K. After that, 50K, and after that, it's
hopefully we'll get there.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, well, working on that plaque.
Yeah.
Right? As long as we just try to bring good content. And in this moment, I want to say something to you guys. A lot of you guys, a few of you guys have started doing this, and we really appreciate it. If you guys have suggestions for videos that you would like to see us do, send them in to us, because we're always thinking about stuff. What can we do? Where can we go? We love that. And it's not to say we're always going to do every single suggestion, but if you got something that we can do that's feasible, we want to do it. So send them in. Something you want us to talk about or discuss, a place you want us to go, send that in to us. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Okay, so let's get it cracking again.
Big Boss said my daughter is coming up there next month.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Isaac is here.
What's going on, Isaac?
So Isaac said, "Can you click it for me, please? Thank you." All right. Hey, my friends, mid-80s in Pittsburgh.
What's going on in Pittsburgh? 80 degrees. That's not bad. Mid-80s is not bad. Okay, we can do that.
All right. So you have some more. Roy McLeod, what's good, Slick Rick? Peace and blessings to you.
I'm out to BGC and you don't get at me, bro. There's gonna be some furniture moving. Get at us, bro.
Yeah.
We would love to do something.
I'm so curious to meet you, Big Boss.
If you get out to BGC, you better holler at us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Vexner3, welcome to our live stream. Just saw the video of you guys helping give the kids those burgers. I hope it helped your channel. Those are always great videos to watch.
You know what? Let me be really real and take a moment to give a shout out to Ace.
Yeah, Ace.
It definitely helped our channel. Without a doubt, we got about somewhere around 400 new subscribers. So it definitely helped our channel. But it did more than that. Because it really did change my thinking about how to give, not about giving, but how we can give. Because I'm always wanting to do more, but we really sat down and had some come to Jesus talks about what some things we could do to give more, and came up with some great ideas about some things we can do, and you guys are gonna see those in the near future. So we're gonna get out more and be doing a little bit more stuff where we can give to some people who are truly in need.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for that.
Thank
you guys for that. We appreciate that. And definitely, again, shout out to Ace. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, and let me be real quick again, because I had never heard of Ace.
Me either.
Who was it? DG or DC?
DC. Derek Castaneris.
Yeah, Derek hooked us up with Ace, and I had never seen Ace's channel. I had no idea what he was about. I got a chance to look at his channel a little bit, and then Ace and I talked, and we arranged to go out and do that cheeseburger and the Dolly B giveaway, and it was awesome. It was awesome just seeing the kids happy, smiling, chasing Ace around. I don't know that I would want all of that, but just seeing them happy because of something we could do for them, it made me feel really good. It really did. I'm still not cool on giving money to kids or giving money to people. I'm still not cool on that. But it definitely inspired me to want to give even more. So it definitely had a profound effect on my thinking and how we'll do things moving forward. Okay. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
All right. So the black box said my breakfast is 2 burgers, no buns, 3 eggs, a glass of orange juice, and an avocado and
It's
a
a good
yogurt.
breakfast. That's a good breakfast,
That's
right?
a good
For
filling
sure.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Morris said, Frank 44, man, that's hot. What's the dew point? All right. So Mr. J Biz, I'll be 50 next week.
How old?
50.
Okay.
I'll be 50 next week. I live a very modest lifestyle. I have about 175K. Would that be enough to retire with?
I'll do some quick math. You'll be 50 next week. So let's assume that you're going to live to be 80. Just a round arbitrary number, right? So that means you need 30 years of income. So if we divided 30 years, if we divide 175 by 30, what do we get? And that's the key thing. So 3 goes into 17, 6, 3 times 6 is 18. So that means 6,000. That comes out to 6,000, a little more than $6,000 a year. I think you would need more. Now, if you have that in conjunction with a Social Security, that would put you where you need to be. If you have those two together, that would put you where you need to be. But I think if my math is right, you know what? If my math is right, Ching, you take over, and I'm gonna do some quick math, and I'll give you the lowdown. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so before we continue, let me just give a shout out to Mr. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for the super chat. Congratulations for hitting 10K subs, pizza party, and gelato at Amare La
That's what's
Cucina.
up. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. We appreciate
Thank
that. We
you.
will actually, if you don't mind, we will use this money for
That.
for pizza, right?
That's what he said.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, we'll use it for pizza. Thank you for that, and we will make a quick video for you, and we'll share that.
Yeah.
Let's get going back to the previous.
Mhm.
That comes out to $5,833 a year, assuming that you live to age 80. And I don't think that would be enough to live comfortably on. What would you say?
Um,
$5,000 a year.
a year? I
Yeah,
don't think it is.
I don't think that
You're
would be
like
enough for you to live.
very, very
Yeah,
frugal.
yeah.
You're
I don't even think frugal. You
cutting
could, if you lived in like a
a
what you call those,
small
what you call
apartment,
those, no, the boarding house, or
boarding
the
house.
dorm. You could live in a dorm or a boarding house,
But you
and you
could
could do that, but you're not going to live comfortably, bro.
you'll be
To
sharing a room with
Yeah,
somebody else.
yeah, to live comfortably, I'm please everybody note this. To live comfortably, you're going to need. I'm going to say, if you're not dating at all, 15K, 15K a year. 15. So that's a little, like, what is that? 1,200, 1,300 a month. $1,300 a month to live okay. And that's if you're not dating at all. If you're dating, you got to double that. You're gonna have to double that because you're going out, you're doing stuff, you're entertaining, having fun. So I'm gonna say you need to live fairly comfortably $15,000 a year.
Mhm.
Right? That's what I would say. 20,000 and you should be fine. But $15,000 a year is probably where you need to be. That's my own opinion. Other people might have a different opinion because it also depends on where
your
you
life
live
and your
and
lifestyle.
your lifestyle. Exactly. Thank you.
Mhm.
Depends a lot on your lifestyle, right? So,
Yeah.
all right. Um, okay. All right. So let's get back into this.
All right. So,
Right. Where did we leave off at?
here, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
number one now.
okay.
You're number one in the comments.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay.
So Mr. said, whatever happened to the days when we referred to every guy as chief? Chief?
Chief.
Chief.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what's happening, chief?
Yeah, exactly. People used to say that, but I think, in the whole PC era, then people like, oh, don't call me chief. That's a race, whatever. But I remember people used to say that all the time. What's going on, chief? Right?
Here I hear men say that here.
Really? Okay.
What's up, chief? What's up,
Right.
boss?
Right. I still say boss all the time, right? Because
Here
it's safe.
For men, I hear them say, "What's up, chief?" Especially for policemen, they call policemen chief.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. So 27 degrees centigrade in Dumaguete, according to Paul. Not
Right.
that
What's
bad.
up, Paul? We were just talking about coming out to Dumaguete, coming out to either Cebu next or Dumaguete will
Mhm.
probably be next on the list of places to go, right? Okay.
All right. So Ron and Traveler said, I just moved from Kansas City to the Philippines. Oh,
Right on, right on. Hey,
Isabella.
okay, and Ronan, did he move to Isabella or
Yeah,
did
I
he or
think
is he visiting
I'm
Isabella?
not sure.
Okay, Ronan, help us out. Did you move to Isabella or are you visiting there? I think he said he was traveling there, but I'm not
Mm,
sure. Help us out because if you're somewhere close, we should definitely get together. Okay. All right. Next.
We have Derek and Wade. Just by myself, my wife and I will have $5,000 a month without going in savings.
You would be fine, bro.
Mm,
You would be more than fine. And look, um, I think the objective is always for us to tell you what's real. I
mm,
don't want to be the person that says you can live on $5,000 and you're going to be fine. You could, but bro, you're going to be eating ramen noodles. You can't. You can live on $5,000. I mean, sorry, five on 5,000
and a
a
year.
year. You could, but bruh, it's gonna be tough. I mean, life is not gonna be easy. Um, yeah, you wouldn't want to. I don't. If you had to live on $5,000 here, I don't think it would be worth coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it would be worth coming here at all. So that's what I
Mm.
think, right?
Yeah, and you also have to consider healthcare.
That's the big thing is the
Uh-huh.
healthcare because your insurance is going to cost you 250 to $400 a month for
Mm-hmm.
medical care, and you got it. If you're 50 plus, you gotta have it here. You gotta have it. And one more quick thing, I always say this: you gotta be close to a hospital. If you're 50 plus, you gotta be close to a hospital. Not ambulance close, but close
Mm-hmm.
because the traffic and all that stuff, and they don't have defibrillators in the ambulances, so it could you got to be close to a hospital. So
Yeah.
yeah, we just keep
Mm-hmm.
it real with you guys. Not trying to dissuade anybody, but if you ask a question, we want to give you a real answer so that you're prepared and that you know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
All right, Frank.
So Frank Ellis said it's perfect here in San Francisco, 61
There you
degrees.
got it, girl. Okay.
All right. So Mr. said, if you guys make a video eating at Amare La Cucina, I'm watching as a. You know what? We can
We're,
send him a video.
we're gonna we can send them a video, but we can definitely send them a video, but we're gonna make this happen.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
make this happen, bro.
Uh-huh.
Right? You made it happen, so we're
We
gonna
can
make
make
it
it
happen
happen.
for you. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So
Mhm.
next.
So Isaac said from Philly in Mount
Yeah, Mount Washington.
Washington.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
And
So the black box said, Mr. Javis, you'll need recurring income
yes.
because your money can and will run out
And,
quickly.
and that's a great point. It runs out quicker than you guys think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just there's so much to do, so many places to go. If you're a homebody and you sit at home and watch TV all the time, you might would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But your AC, your
Electric
electricity,
bill.
yeah. I mean, it runs out quicker than you think. And the moment you add one of these to your life, it runs out 2 or 3 times faster because she's gonna want to go places. She's gonna want to do stuff. She ain't gonna want to sit at home all the time. It is what it is. So yeah.
But you gotta find someone who's working though.
Yeah, I strongly recommend that. Strongly recommend that.
I
Okay.
can share with the expenses.
Okay.
Throat Puncher said 50K in 2 months. Claim
Claim
it.
it. Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hello, Jermaine.
What's up, Jermaine? What's going on, brother?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So Morris said, greeting. Mike T said, congratulations on 10K. Thank you so
Mike
much,
T. We
Mike
appreciate
T.
that.
Morris said, Mr. is the greetings change with the generations.
I think they do.
I think
they
here,
do.
I think before I oftentimes hear chief and boss, but now I hear ma'am and sir
Mhm.
and people.
Did somebody just knock on our door?
I'm not sure, but there's no follow up, so maybe
Okay.
not.
Okay. All right.
Mhm. So yeah, Mr. JB said, good advice, Black Box. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much, Black Box, for giving that. 10K, sweet.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you guys so much. We can. I'm going to be thanking you guys throughout the show because
Yes.
there's no way we do this
Without
we
your
get to 10K without you guys.
engagement, without your comments, without you watching and liking our videos, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
Hey, Black Box, when are you heading to IT Park? It's very possible we could hook up if you're down for that
Mhm.
and do something together. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got
All
a
right.
new name. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I always recognize new names.
Uh-huh. Ulysses Winton.
What's going on, Ulysses? What's happening?
Hello, welcome to our live stream. Why you guys don't get videos of the nightlife like the bars and clubs and restaurants?
I got to be honest with you, Ulysses. There's a simple answer to that. I don't go out at night, bro. We just don't really do the nightlife.
We're homebodies.
We're, you know,
a lot of times.
Yeah, I think I have a different purpose, and I know the nightlifes and the bars and the clubs are fun. The restaurants we
can
are
do that.
starting to do. We're starting to do restaurants. We just did a restaurant the other day, 2 days ago, I
Yeah.
think, or yesterday. So we are starting to do more restaurants. But as far as the clubs and the bars, sometimes doing like the upstairs at a hotel, or the top,
Roof deck.
the roof deck. We can do some of those. I think those are kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I just don't think we're the bar types.
Maybe that it could be a good suggestion, the bars and the clubs, but
Mhm.
not the bars and the clubs where young people go to. Maybe the nights and the bars and the clubs where older people go to, like chilling bar where
Okay.
there's a lot of noise and there's no dancing and
Okay.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, let us know if that's what if that's what you want. That doesn't sound terribly exciting to me. I'm just saying. That doesn't sound terribly exciting or something I would want to make a video about.
But
Or that the
maybe,
people would want to
sorry,
watch.
but maybe even if we don't go to the bars and the clubs, maybe we can just show them the red light district or show them a glimpse of what it looks like.
I think that's a good idea. That would not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because we would know exactly where to go because it's not far. That's not a bad idea. Maybe we should do.
Okay.
Maybe we should
red
do that.
light district in Poblacion, Makati.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you for that, Ulysses. We're gonna hit up.
When we come back.
Yeah, when we get back to Manila, we are gonna do a red light district video
and record the women approaching you. Huh?
Maybe we do something like that.
I'll be behind you, behind the camera.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Okay, good call.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So, Mr. said you never heard of Ace Live. He's one of the biggest travel channels. To be honest,
I have now, but I haven't because it's a different niche. The niche is a little different, and I just hadn't heard of him. And after I checked out his channel, I was like, oh God, I was like, dang, dude, I didn't know my dude was that big, right?
I know.
I mean, just since we did that video together to today, in 1 week, he got 13,000 new subscribers, right? That's how big his channel is, right? His channel is growing by like freaking
10,000 average
in a month. In a month, he's growing by almost 50,000 subscribers a month. Yeah, so I mean, his channel is huge.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I've never heard of it, but I'm really glad. Shout out to Derek. Derek, I'm really glad he hooked us up because it was. I won't say a life changer, but it was an eye opener.
Yeah,
it was definitely an eye opener and made us think about a lot of stuff and how we're going to do some things moving forward. So it was awesome for sure, right? Okay.
So, don't forget to hit the like button. Slick Rick is on point on that. Just if you came in, just hit the thumbs up. So official EJ Wade said, hello, good morning, good evening to you. Is the internet good enough to work online in the Philippines?
I guess it depends on what you do there. I guess it depends on what you do on the internet. I think there's people who have jobs, and I think there's opportunities on the internet, but it depends on what you do. If you want, you could definitely, I have some very good suggestions for anybody. If you want to give me a call and do a consultation with me, I would be happy to make some very good suggestions as to ways that you can improve your income while you're here. And if you're planning on moving out to the Philippines, as to ways that you can improve your income. So if you want to, definitely hit me up and we'll do a consultation. Done a couple of those so far already.
Yeah.
And those are very interesting. And I'm surprised. I like doing them. I actually like doing them. Those are very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
So Frank Ellis said, I missed it.
Yeah. No, that's not you. That was me.
Frank Ellis. Oh,
dude, how did it? Okay, is it this one?
No. Higher.
It just skipped. It just like skipped
it's
super far. There it is. Is it this one?
No.
This way. It's this one.
Ah, yeah.
It's
Okay.
this one.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
So
Okay.
Frank Ellis said, guys, Ace has been on the scene for a while. He used to go by Ace Live.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of went back
To
into
his
his
channel.
channel and saw how much stuff he had done and all the different places he had been.
I know,
But
right?
we literally
didn't
did
know.
not know. And that's what everybody's like, you never heard of Ace Live? And I was like, no, dude, but it was an absolute eye opener.
Yes.
And it was a super cool experience. It really was. Yeah. But no, I mean that's the truth. I mean, I'd love to say, oh, I've been watching Ace Live for 10 years.
Haven't.
But I hadn't been. And that's just the truth. But I guess it's one of those things where opportunity comes and you take advantage of opportunity and you get presented with a lot of stuff that you didn't know about before.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience for sure, right?
Yeah, so you're welcome, Mr. JBs. There are too many retirees. Head over there, and sometime medical happens, and poof, that's the dent into your money.
Yeah. You got it. You got to have medical insurance, right?
So Slick Rick here is kind enough to post in the number that you can call. And also, if you want to give us your take, call in. This is a call-in live stream.
Absolutely.
And if you want to come up and show your face on screen, Slick Rick also posted the link here for you.
So copy it cam up and mic up, and we'll get your take live. All right.
Actually, you can just click it because it's a hyperlink and it will direct you to the StreamYard.
Thank you. Okay, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So
let's keep cracking.
Frank Ellis said 5K a year.
Yeah.
That's a chump change. That's not going to cut it.
You're right, Frank. And it comes out to, I think it came out to $5,800 a year, and that's not enough. It is simply not enough. You could, but again, it wouldn't be worth coming here to live. It wouldn't be worth coming here to live. And actually, I'm going to say you couldn't, because with medical insurance will eat $300 to $400 of your money. And if you do $400 times 12, that's $4,800 right there, just in insurance. So not nearly enough, right? All right.
Yeah. So what up, Chief?
Jermaine said, "What up, Chief?" Right?
Yeah.
All right.
So Mr. JB said, "I wasn't thinking about living another 30 years. Hopefully, I
was.
do."
Yeah, I was. I want you to live long.
When you break it down, that way, when you break it down the way you did, Rich, I'd be living in poverty.
Right. And look, again, I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from moving here. I think it's a great place to live, but I want to be real with people. I want to be real. I want you to have a real outlook on what a good expectation on what it takes to come here and live comfortably. And $6,000 or $5,000 would not be enough. Yeah. Could you do it on 10,000?
Probably.
You could do it on 10,000, but the moment you get a girl in your life, if you got a girl, it would not be good, right? Okay, so we got our first call. Let's go ahead and take this call real quick, and I got so much better at this. All right, so this is Richie Rich and Ching in the house. Who is calling?
Hey, this is Fleetwood, man.
What's going on, Fleetwood?
Man, I reached out to you. I just was so busy. I just got back to South Carolina. Speaking on what y'all speaking about, I think you pretty much accurate on the number. I lived like the locals the whole month I was there. I got me a small apartment. The numbers was good if I didn't do anything else. But I spent a lot of my time doing art events, a lot of my time doing eating events, exploring the food, exploring the Filipino art. So my numbers got up there as far as spending money. I think I spent $3,000 while I was there, US. But if I would have just lived like the locals, stayed in my apartment and didn't do anything, I could have done it for about $1,200 US for the month.
Yeah, but, I think that's reasonable. I think $1,200 to $1,500 is reasonable.
Yeah, because you could still walk around and do things that wouldn't have cost anything. But I live right there. I stayed in Quezon City. I did a lot. I went up to the top of the mountains in Roselle. I went to all of the art museums. All of that stuff was, like you said, it was nickels and dimes, but the nickels and dimes add up.
They add up.
Thankfully, like you said about the medical, I didn't have an event, but I had 2 incidences where I said I'm allergic to shellfish, and they put shrimps in my food.
Right.
Had I ate it, I did have an EpiPen, but had I ate it and not had an EpiPen, I would have had to go to the hospital.
Right.
But I was lucky on this trip. I really was.
Right.
So everybody thinks that everybody loves shrimps. I ordered a beef meal and they put shrimps in it. I guess they thought they was giving me a bonus.
Right.
If I didn't see it, I would have been jacked up.
Yeah, exactly.
So for real. And I'm highly allergic to shellfish. So
right.
Other than that, I think everything you was doing, I do credit your channel for having such a good visit. When I got there, I was frustrated with trying to get connected as far as the phone is, because I just was expecting some kind of external Wi-Fi at the malls or somewhere. Nobody has it.
Some malls have it.
Data.
Some malls have external Wi-Fi in the malls, but it depends on the mall you're at. It really does depend.
And when they have free Wi-Fi, the signal isn't really that good because everybody is sharing the Wi-Fi.
Exactly. But I get your frustration. I definitely, I walk around with 2 phones all the time. I got one phone for home and one phone for here, and then a hotspot one for the other. But I always, it's not easy. It's not something that is easily done.
And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I had to buy another phone and hotspot it to my phone.
Yeah, you need to buy a local SIM for that.
Exactly. So
exactly.
You live and learn. You live and learn, though, don't you?
Yes, sir. But I expected it because I remember you saying something about you had to get the Wi-Fi when you get over there, or get the data when you get over there. Yeah. I just wasn't that clear on it, on how it was going to work.
Right.
But I was expecting it, so I did have funds for it. And the problem was finding a place that was going to sell you a card.
Right.
Now the mall that I was near, I had to go. I didn't know it was the 4th floor. Once you got up to the 4th floor, the whole floor was all phone people.
It is all phone stuff. Do it. Yeah. And real quick, and hey, anything else before we let you go?
No, I think I can tell you this. I have diabetes. And eating the local food and eating the soursop, the bitter melon, my numbers dropped so good.
I bet.
I don't even think I ran out of insulin. I never needed it. My numbers was under 100.
Wow.
So as soon as I got back here, I just got back today. Yeah. So I'm going to my doctor on Monday and get my blood work done. And if it's like that because of the food over there, trust me, I don't even know why I'm staying in America.
I'm not sure why either, but look, to each his own. And I always say, wherever you at, I just want people to be happy wherever they're at. If you're happy at home, stay at home with your family and on your peoples. But I just want to provide another option, or give people another option to think about if they're not feeling good about where they are, what they're doing. That's all. Hey, thanks for calling in. But one thing I got to say to you. If you come out to the Philippines and be that close to me again, and you don't get at me, Fleetwood, we're going to have some problems.
Bro, I understand. I really wanted to hook up with you, but I just ended up
there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do.
And sometimes the catching a ride or finding a ride, what they call it, getting a grab to go somewhere. Yeah. Those prices are small, but they can add up too, because I ended up doing stuff, and next thing you know, you're next to something, so you want to go over there. Oh, it was crazy. But I am coming back out.
I'm glad you had a good time. We're glad you had a good time. I hope
after my doctor gives me an okay. I'm hoping to be back before the end of the year.
Excellent. We're glad you had a good time.
Yes.
I hope we get to hook up with you. We were looking forward to getting at you, but next time, and we'll have a good time of it.
Yeah.
All right?
Roger that. Okay, bro.
Thanks, brother. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for turn.
Bye. All right.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Fleetwood. We appreciate you. And Mr. J said, I wasn't thinking about living another 30 years. I was thinking about you living 30 years, Mr. J Biz. Yeah. I mean, why think about 10, 15 years when you can live 30? Right. So anyway,
So
Okay,
the black box said, the reason why I say I'm lucky, I have a state pension and social security benefits.
Mhm.
So neither streams of income for me will run
Right.
out. My pension will outlast my SS if
Social
it, yeah,
Security.
social
Mhm.
security if it runs out.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And that is, and look, if you got it like that, then coming to the Philippines is a great option for you. You can live comfortably. You can live in a nice place. Um, you can be okay, and even have time and room and enough funding to date too. So I think you'll be all right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Paul, going to Bacolod the first of the month.
Okay. Bacolod is on the list for us as well.
Yes,
Right. Okay.
definitely. Troy quote said, "Hi guys, nice to catch you
Put
on
on
your
my
live."
coat. Remember?
Yeah, Troy quote.
Yeah. Yeah. What's
Troy
going on,
quote.
Troy?
Hello,
Right.
Troy.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And Troy added, "How's everything? What are we chatting about today?" All right. So Troy, we're chatting about what would it take.
Take for you to leave the matrix? Do you want? Is it something that's on your mind? Is it something you think about? What would it take? What would have to happen for you to say that's it? That's enough. I'm out of here. What would have to happen for you to just say that's enough? I'm gone. Right. So that's the question of the day. Right.
Yeah.
Let's get to these other comments.
So
Right.
Daly said, "Wow, he just left from here in Kansas life to
Right.
the Philippines. That's impressive. I say a good safe window of a budget would be $2,000 to $10,000 per month coming in for the rest of your life."
If you have $10,000 for the rest coming in a month, you're gonna be doing more than fine. You can support a few families if you want to over here, but you'll be doing more than fine. I will say this without hesitation. If you have more than $4,000
Uh-huh.
at your disposal of disposable income here in the Philippines, you're going to be fine. You're going to
Yes.
be, whether you're dating, whether she has kids or whatever. Hopefully she'll have a job, but you'll be doing more than fine. That would take
Yes.
care of, that should take care of everything you need.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
Spoon.
hello, James.
What's going on,
Witherspoon,
Spoon?
yes. What it do? My two favorite bloggers, Mr. and Miss Rich, back my popular demand. Slick Rick is in the house.
That's what it is. That's what it is. What's going on, Spoon?
Yeah, and
It's the
the
internet. It's
internet.
lagging. Yeah.
Okay, so Ty Wood said, "Please, you guys, cut him some slack. We all have dreams the way you explained it to him. Very nice, very diplomatic. I love it."
Absolutely. I mean, look, he's asking a good, legitimate question.
Yes.
You know, is this enough? And the answer in his case is it would probably wouldn't be enough. So yeah, I mean, let's not people jump on him or anything like that. Every A lot of people have the same questions. Look, this is how much I have. I've calculated this and that. Do you think that would be enough? And I never want to be the person that says, "Oh, come on, man, you can come on out here and do." If, if that's not going to be enough, I want everybody to be able to, if you're coming out here to live comfortably, and to have a better life than you would if you were staying at home. Because if you can't do that, then why come?
Yeah, and also I think what he just did is just part of doing his assignment.
Yeah.
You know, it's before you come in or move into another country, you have to plan what's half using that money that you have.
Right. And Frank said, "I think you need 25K a year in the fields to live well." Frank, I think that's a pretty good assessment. It depends on your lifestyle, and it depends on if you have one of these, because that makes a big. If you're alone and you make 25K, you're going to be fine. But once you start dating, 25K, it's. I mean, you can still do okay, but it's not going to be like the super comfortable life it would be if you were by yourself, right? Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
All right, Paul. Paul Creed is in the house.
Hello, Paul Creed. Hello, Richie and Cheng. I'm 48 and just switched from full-time to part-time doing contract work in Alaska.
Right. No, okay, dang it. Man, I want to sing, but then I have the thing that stops me. Right? Okay, so from part-time, so that means you do the seasonal stuff. Do you do the fishing, or like you doing crab fishing or lobster, or
I bet in Alaska they have the Alaskan
king crab?
king
Yeah,
crab. Yeah.
that's why they call them Alaska.
Oh yeah, I know.
King crab. Right. Yeah, they do, right?
I just remember.
So his stuff is seasonal. So I mean, a job like that where you do seasonal work and it might be 3 to 4 months out of the year, a job like that would be perfect because you're always needing to go home to find a place to go home to when the season's over, or you might jump over into another season too. But that would be the perfect gig is coming to a place like the Philippines when you're not when it's off season. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, so Derek Greenwade said we both have two 401k that 5Gs is play money.
Just play money. And that's how you want to be. That's how you want to be, where you can come and you don't need to worry about your funds. When you can just come and relax and live the life that you want, that you wish you could live in the US, but you got to struggle to do it, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm just singing on my mind right
I know. Me too.
now.
I'm singing that song, North to Alaska. Right.
Derek Greenwade said, we own our own house. Richie will be debt free when we come over.
That's what's up. That's what's
good
up.
for you.
Okay, we got Morris on the line because I know his number by heart now. Okay, and if you would, and hold on, and there we go. Morris, Ching and Richie Rich in the house. What's up, man?
How you doing, guys?
What's going on, brother?
Everything is good.
Good. What you got to
Yeah,
add
for
to our
me-
conversation?
Yeah, for me, I say another 5 years, I'll be coming to the Philippines.
Mhm.
What's happening is just for me, it's just getting too expensive. You
Right.
know, right now it's $6 for $6 to $8, depending on what you choose for eggs. And bread is almost $10, $9.95, or Monster says $10. Plain white bread is like not
Word?
$8.50,
Wow.
and a gallon of milk is $7. Yeah, so
Bruh.
even though the wage is comparable, whereas the average tradesman will make $45 to $50 an hour, but
Wow.
your rent is for a good studio, not a
Mhm.
one bedroom. It's going to cost you $1,000 to $1,500 a month.
Wow. Okay.
And so even though you get paid a good wage, your money doesn't go far.
Yeah. That's real. That's real.
You know,
And that to me, that's
right? So
that's all the reasons to move to another place. I mean, some people would move to a different state. I'm just saying, look, I mean, maybe you might think about moving to another country. You don't have to get rid of your citizenship. You're still American, but go where the money's right. Go where the price is right.
yeah, and for me, I've been to the Philippines, so I really enjoyed myself there,
Right.
and I have friends there.
Mhm.
So it for me is a no-brainer, you know. And plus, I'm an extrovert. I like traveling, so
Mhm.
being over that side, going to the Asian countries, I want to go Australia and New Zealand.
Mhm.
So it'll make it a lot easier, and then I could, have my pension and Social Security.
Right.
Well, we call it the old age pension here,
Okay.
but it's the same. And and just enjoy myself. Right now I'm tied up because of family health issues
Right.
with two of my family members. But that's what I'm looking at. It's
Exactly. I just think there's something to, we all deserve to enjoy our lives, whatever that might mean to each individual. We all deserve to have that enjoyment, especially in the second half. You've worked hard, you've taken care of your family. We all have the right to enjoy your life and to have fun. And I think whatever that means. Let me ask you something real quick, Morris, before I get you off. Do you think it's a matter of people having the courage to leave? Do you think it just takes? Do you think some people want to leave, but they're just scared?
yes, they're just scared. and my dad used to say, if you never learn anything if you're not willing to take a risk.
That's it. That's it. It's about risk. And I agree with your father for sure. I think there's a lot of people, they want to leave so bad, but they're scared of two things. They're worried about, can I make it if I leave? And two, what are people going to think if I leave? I think they're scared of those two things. And I just think you just have to worry about You just have to worry about enjoying your life. I think that should be a priority.
Yeah.
And of course, family too. But if your family is going to be okay without you, I think you owe it to yourself to just enjoy your life.
Yes, indeed.
Right. All
Yes,
right.
indeed.
All right, Morris, we appreciate you calling as always.
Mhm.
And you know I'm going to tell you, don't make it be the last time, all right?
Well, I'm gonna hit you up later and talk personally to you about a consultation about doing something online.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for the link. I meant to say to Chain, thank you for the link regarding the test
You're welcome.
information. I reached out to them. They contacted me. So I'm looking at maybe coming there, and I say next year, no, 2027, and do 2017. Sorry, and do the assessment,
Yeah.
so I can get the certification, so I can at least teach the trades,
Awesome.
and even maybe so yeah, I'm looking at doing other things.
That's awesome.
Expand.
Yeah, it's just about finding a way to make it happen. I think if you want something bad enough, you will find a way to make it happen. I think that's what it's all about. All right, Morris, thanks. We
And
appreciate
do your
you.
research.
We
Thank
appreciate
you,
you, bro.
Morris.
Yeah, do your research.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right, take care, bro.
Bye.
Okay.
All right. So we
You
move
did
on.
good. You did good.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So glad to be of help. Letter F. Glad to be of help, Morris. And yeah,
Did we do this
so
one?
yes, we
Okay,
did.
cool. All right.
All right. So Paul Creed said we spend a total of 4 months in the Philippines this year and planning to spend 6 to 8 months per year for the next 10 years.
Right.
Mm.
Right. I like it here. I like it here. There's things not to like, but I think there's just a lot more things to like being here. And so, and I'm going to say this again, and I keep shouting out Ace, but in the last week, it gave me so much to think about as far as giving back, as far as giving, and that is something that I really want to do a lot more of, and that I will be doing a lot more of. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about it. So, all right.
Yeah, Morris asked, Rich and Cheng, will you guys have time to explore more of Baguio?
Today's our last day, actually, and we have 2 things to do. We're going to go eat some pizza, courtesy of Mr.
Mister, thank you so much.
and then we're going to go over to, what's the name of the park that we were at?
Burnham?
To Burnham Park. We're going to go to a park and shoot a video out over there. We shot a video, but somehow the sound went out, and that just ruined 2 hours of work.
Right?
But so we're going to go out and do it again, just do something a little bit different.
Yeah. Okay, so Paul Creed said, I could stay full-time with pension and savings, but want to keep working to maintain my certs and skills.
Right.
Also, not to go crazy or get in too much trouble.
There's a lot of trouble to get into, bro. There's a lot of trouble is right around the corner in the Philippines, for sure.
All right. So the Black Box said, around July next year, Rich, I have to cross my T's. You just can't go and set up multiple accounts and ways to access them, etc.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're doing your homework, right? You're preparing, not just jumping. Like you said, don't just jump up and go somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to prepare, do your homework, know what to do, how to do it. Watch some live streams, watch some videos of people who have been here, who have done it. Ask the questions, right? If it's a consultation, do a consultation. But hey, I've said this a couple times. Paying $50 to do a consultation and ask a million questions, to me, is well worth it, because the money you will lose by not knowing is going to be way more than $50. So that's my own take on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I totally agree with you. Right?
Thank you so much, Rusty Dreams, for your super chat.
How do I do this?
Maybe just wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, and then.
There you go. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Rusty Dreams.
Rusty Dreams said, make a video of taking Cheng to Boracay. I will watch.
You want to go to Boracay?
It's okay. It's
Have you been to
okay.
Boracay?
I've been to Boracay.
She's been to Boracay before.
Maybe I want to go to Bohol.
To Bohol. Bohol is very high on the list of places that we would like to go next.
And I've been to Coron, Palawan, but I want to take you to Coron because it's an awesome place to be in.
Right. Okay. So yeah, Boracay is cool. Personally,
You need something to drink?
No, I'm good. Personally, I think I've been to Boracay as well. I think it's kind of overrated myself.
It's
That and
overcrowded for
and
me.
Malapascua.
I haven't
think
been.
Yeah, we can do Malapascua actually. That would be kind of cool.
Mm.
But yeah, maybe Malapascua would be cool.
Mhm.
All right. Next,
So, Stink Shag, hello.
what's
Thank
up,
you
Stink
for
Shag?
joining us on our live stream. Hope it loads there. Glad you guys don't do the nightlife and the clubs and bars. I like to think you guys have a more mature crowd. Now, I would love to know if there are any live music jazz bars in Manila. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, like a chill
Yeah, a jazz bar would be cool, and I
Yeah.
think there are jazz bars. In fact, I'm gonna put this on my list of things to Google
Mhm.
because I'm almost sure there are jazz bars here in Manila. In
Mhm.
fact, I know there are because I talked to a cat who went to a couple of jazz bars. So that I would do. I would do a jazz bar. I'm cool with that. And let me just say something. We have been to a bar or two, right? But we went out with our own little group of people, and
With my
yeah,
family.
family, yeah, our family pretty much, and drank, kept to ourselves. We ain't out shaking our asses on the dance floor and all that stuff. We just go out and
Just
drink a little bit,
chilling.
and then we did trivia night. We did trivia night, and
Yeah.
we won, trivia night. Damn it! Yeah. So we did that. I mean,
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not the usual video of what young people do.
Yeah.
We just hang out on the bar and then have a couple of drinks and then do some interesting things, but not the usual
Yeah, and-
party.
and that's not to put down people who
Yeah,
still
yeah,
are
yeah.
into partying
Mm.
because look,
That's
I had
another
my share of
thing.
partying when I was a young buck, and a lot of people still come here for that. I just think I'm kind
It's
of
not for
I'm
me
just kind of
anymore.
past that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the noise irritates me now.
Yeah, I got that grumpy old man thing where like, can you turn it down? Huh? Turn the music down. Turn the music down. Damn it.
down.
Yeah.
It's so noisy.
Right.
All
All
right.
right. And by the way, if anybody knows if you know about a dance club in Makati or in Manila, put it in here. Put it in here.
I think
Isaac has something to say.
I've been to both Makati. It's
We just
like
talked
for
about that. Yeah.
it's for young kids.
Yeah,
I don't want to see my students in there.
Yeah.
My students are probably in both Makati.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, Ty Woods, I appreciate all your information, all the advice. I'm 59 years old. I plan on retiring in 1 year in the Philippines. I have my pension at 60. I will get my social security at 60.
Right. And you should pretty much be set up. I mean, I don't know what your
Mhm.
pension is. I won't ask. It's not my business. But it sounds like you should be set up. By the time you get both those in place, and that would be maybe the Philippines would be a perfect place for you.
Yeah. So I think should we move on to the comments, or do we?
Well, we got a lot of comments.
I know. Yeah.
Right.
But can we move on to the question first, or what do you think?
Okay.
I have a few questions to ask you.
Okay. To ask me or to ask?
To ask you and our audience right here.
Okay.
All right. So this.
Before we do, we got another call, and
Mhm.
calls take priority. So let's take this call.
Mhm.
All right. We always want to take the calls that people who call in. They get number one priority. Richie Rich and Ching are on the line. Who's calling in?
It's Derek Greenway, man.
Hello, Derek.
GG, what's happening, brother?
Not much, man. I mean, I wasn't trying to brag or nothing like that, man. I was just saying what we're just average people. We work, my wife and I, we work hard. I'll say this: she's the average saver. I'm the spender,
Mhm.
but we'll do good out there. We'll live
You
real
will.
well,
You definitely will.
we'll travel a lot. She wants to travel to Europe. I don't want to go to Europe, but I've been there. She's never been, so hey, I'll take my baby to Europe.
Right. No, if you guys got that going on, you guys should be fine. And you can give us a little bit of feedback. I think one of the things that I really always want to do is make sure that we give accurate information. I don't want anybody to come here saying, "Oh, Richie Rich said 5,000 was enough."
I'll tell you. She says we'll do it for a lot less, and I'll just go with what she says because, like I said, it's not much I'm gonna need over there. I mean, like I said, we have our own house, we have our own deep well, we have solar, so we don't have no monthly bills, really,
Right. Right. That's the way to do it. That is definitely the way to do it. Excellent.
But definitely, hey, bro, I will reach out to you on the consultation, just to bounce some stuff off of you,
Okay. All right. I'll look forward to it. Hit me up.
Definitely, and okay, and I pay well too. Like Frank Ellis was saying though, yeah, $50 is cheap, man. I'll blow $50 like nothing. So
and compared to what you can get from it compared to what you can lose, I think it's a drop in the bucket, right? And so I appreciate you, and I look forward to you reaching out, and we'll get together and talk offline.
Yeah, thank you.
okay, brother.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.
Hey, and congratulations on 10,000, man.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the support.
All right,
All right, take care now.
all right, stay up now.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Real quick. So we got a lot of comments. So I'd rather I always want to make sure that we get everybody's comments in. So let's see if we can zip through these, and then we'll get to a certain point and we'll get to our questions. Okay.
Okay.
I know you prepared the questions. You want everybody to hear your questions. You want us to, you want some feedback from us. We'll give it to you. Okay.
Okay.
We promise. Let's get to the comments and make sure we
All right.
get everybody.
So,
okay?
Troy Coate said, "Be careful of the new proposed privacy laws revolving
Yes.
around the Vitali arrest. You might not be allowed to show faces in your videos."
Yes. I'm watching that. I'm following that very closely because I know that they are proposing some changes, and that's something that we definitely got to make sure that we stay on top of. So, yeah, it sucks that a few bad apples ruin it for a lot of good people.
I know, right?
It really does, right?
Mhm.
Really quick, if you want to cam up, mic up, here's the link.
Just
Slick
look
Rick.
for the comment of Slick Rick about. Sorry.
Go ahead and finish.
Slick Rick put up a comment that is clickable. So you just click the link and then join us on our live stream.
Okay. Is that it?
Mhm.
You're sure?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. All right. So Isaac said, "Go out to the club, get your own section and bottle service, starting at 10K, son." Right. Okay. All right. And Troy was saying in regard to the walk-in talks, right? So we might have to, like, when we go out and do walk-in talks, we might have to blur faces out,
Okay.
blur faces out of other people and all that when we do walk-in talks. So that's important. That's really important. Okay.
All right.
All
So
right.
Jira Project said hello to you. Thank you for joining our live stream.
What's up, Jira?
Mm-hmm. So, hey gang, good morning.
Okay.
Rusty Dreams, hello. What about 12K a year?
12K a year is roughly 1,000 a month. You can live on 1,000 a month. Even in Manila, you can live on 1,000 a month. Are you going to live a very nice, comfortable life? No. You can live frugally, but not. You can live frugally, not like you're in poverty, but you can live frugally on 1,000 a month. But the moment you date anybody, it is going to eat your money. So if you're single by yourself, yes, you can. If you have a date or dates, it's going to be extremely difficult, brother. Right? Okay.
Okay. So Mr. said 20K to 30K.
Hold on. Yeah, it's the internet. Yeah.
20K to $30 a month, you'll be all right.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that because 20K is about what, $16 to $1,800 a month. Yeah, about $1,600 to $1,800 a month is 20K, and I think you should be fine with that. If you're single, dating is going to change that. I'm telling you. And 30K would be about $2,500 a month, and that you should be okay with, even if you're dating. But still, if you're dating, you're gonna have to. I mean, having medical insurance and dating, you're gonna have to be careful with your money. But you should be fine though. But you should be able to live comfortably.
Yes.
Okay.
So Frank Kelly said, "Cheng, can a Filipino live on $5,000? Is that dollars?
Yeah.
I assume that's dollars. $5,000 a year. So $5,000 a year. So that's 280. So divided by 12. So more or less 20,000. That's like an average salary of a Filipino here a month. So I think you can. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can live through. You can live on a $5,000 budget a year.
Okay.
As a Filipino.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So Yeah, thank you so much, Lick Rick, for the reminder. Everyone, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
So Black Book said, Ty Woods, yes, that can work out, but have about 4,000 for startup money for a condo rental, setting up, and all
And
that.
all that other stuff. Okay. All right. 105 in Indiana. Roger. Dang, that's hot. It does get hot out there. We were out there. We were out there a few years ago, and Indiana can get hot. I liked Indiana, the lower part of Indiana. Actually, upper part it can be a little funny, but I really did like Indiana. People are cool out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Paul said to leave the Matrix.
To leave the Matrix is the question, right?
All right. So the big boss said, already bailed on the Matrix, but where I'll eventually end up, unknown.
Right.
I think I like what Big Boss said earlier about the Matrix is in every place. There's a Matrix in everywhere.
There is. There really is, actually. I think it just depends on what what you consider. If you're hustling and grinding, feel like you're not getting ahead, that's what I consider the Matrix, right? You're hustling all the time, you're grinding all the time, and you still can't make it, or you barely make ends meet. You're not able to live that comfortable life that you want. That's what I consider the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So back to the Philippines. Thank you so much for your super chat. A fact: a lot of people let their own families and friends hold them back from traveling, which is a shame. Those people also aren't mentally strong enough to handle being in the Philippines too.
I'm gonna agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I think that's why I said some people worry about what other people say, what other people are going to say, especially your family, or what other people think. And I also think people are just scared. They're afraid to make a big move like that. And I think the more planning you put into it, the easier that move gets. But I think there's a lot of people that really want to, but there's that thing where they're kind of afraid to do it, right? Okay. And look, let's add. We have Black Box is jumping in, and let's add Black Box to this conversation, and let's see if we can do this. Hey, Black Box, what's good, man?
All right.
What's happening, my man? What do you have to add? What do you have to add to this?
Well, I was busy setting this up, so I didn't know what you were talking about.
Okay. So, Matrix. What would it take for you to leave the Matrix, leave and come to the Philippines, or go to another country where you could live more comfortably?
Well, remember I told you when I left something, I said I'm planning to come there because I've been there 3 times already. Right? I already told you about we're gonna have a conversation about my ex-wife, who's from the Philippines, and what happened with that. But what I want people to understand, what I'm hearing from other guys, is that you got to worry about your bank. Your bank. You have an American bank over here, and if they get any idea that you're over somewhere else and you're not in the States, they can close your account, even if it's Charles Schwab or Navy Federal Credit Union. There's a few things that you have to do. This is why I was telling you that I'm trying to set things up so that I can keep like my footprint in the United States while I'm over there.
Right.
So I don't know whether or not you have any ideas, because people are not even thinking about that when they're discussing about coming over to the Philippines, because because the Patriot Act happened. That has a law with ATC, where with your bank has to report everything you do. I'm sorry, go ahead. Because I guess the connection's kind of wonky on your end, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, I think we're back. Black, as you might have seen, it just blanked out or cut out on us as well. So we're kind of having a tough time. We apologize. We will get you back on at a different time, hopefully, and we can talk more about that. But let's address, as far as I'm concerned, I have never had a problem, and I know for people who are with Navy Federal. I don't think those people have. Maybe you have some different intel, but I don't know of anybody who's had a problem with their bank account with Navy Federal and coming over to the Philippines and living here. I have yet to have any problem. I still bank at my bank at home, and I've never had a problem. You need to let them know that you're living in the Philippines, that you're traveling, or you're in the Philippines. You don't have to say you're living there, but let them know that you're there, or else a lot of banks will cut off your spending because they think there might be fraud. So until you let them know that it's you, but that's the only problem that I've ever had. I've never had any other problem. Apologize again for that black box. We'll try to get you on another time when we have better reception. So chats.
Yeah. So Foreign said, I can't wait to get out there. Get out here.
To get out of here.
To
get out of here, right? Right. And Vincent said no picture, guys. Yeah. Sorry. Hopefully, let us know if we're back.
Are we back?
Hopefully we're back now. I think the Wi-Fi thing says we're good. Signal. We're okay now, but yeah, we're having a little bit of problem with the signal, so we apologize for that.
Yes. All right, so let's move on. Roger Parker, hello. Thank you for joining us on our live stream. To leave the Matrix, which do you suggest, the red or the blue pill?
I'm a red pill dude, Roger. I'm definitely a red pill dude, and it doesn't just not just at the U.S. or the West, but it is also. I'm a red pill dude in general, so definitely, and you will see that over time. As time, you'll see more and more that I'm a red pill dude for sure, right? Okay, and next.
All right, so Juggy, hello, thank you for joining us on our live stream. When my tech company gets more sales, I'll be able to leave.
Okay.
Give it a few months.
Right, cool. Juggy, look forward to having you out here. Right?
Yeah, hello. Coach D is in the house. Thank you so much, Coach D.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, so Coach.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
There we go.
Coach D said, hello, Richie and Cheng. Hope you are doing well. All is good on this end. I am out and about with friends and wanted to send a blessing your way.
We appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, Coach D.
Oh, he sure did. He
said,
oh, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach. We
Thank
appreciate you,
you,
bro.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate you.
So, Mr. said, Burnham Park loved the swan boat.
Yeah. Actually, I think we might try to jump in a swan boat, bro. And might maybe do a little thing from the swan boat. All right? Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach D. And Jakens. I don't care what people think. I just want to make it once.
And I think that's the attitude you have to have, Jaken, is just worry about, I mean, as long as your family is taken care of, right? I'm not advocating leaving your family behind or nothing like that. As long as your family is fine and you're able to live your life, then I just say go where you're happy. Go where you think you're going to be happy. And if it's the Philippines, then come here. If it's to another state or another city, go to another state or another city. But I just think everybody deserves their own happiness. Right?
Yeah. So Frank Ellis said, $50 is cheap for a consultation. The going rate for most YouTubers is $100 and up.
I understand that, and thank you for that, Frank. For me, I think there's a lot of YouTubers that they'll do attention span for 2-hour consultation. But I do know this: if you have your questions ready, you can have a plethora of questions ready. You can ask me those questions, and I will have the answers to the mass majority of those questions that you have. Right, and so I think that in and of itself should provide a lot of help and insight to anybody wanting to come here.
Yeah. All right. So
Famous Donald. All right.
Yeah,
Donald, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you being
you.
here. First timer for sure, but not a first timer in our comments. Ching?
Yes. Donald said, people confuse what the Matrix is. The Matrix is in every country. You only escape one Matrix to live in another one, including in the Philippines.
I don't disagree with that. But I think that, again, my definition of the Matrix is when you're hustling, you're grinding, and you're barely making ends meet, or you're not able to live the comfortable life that you would like. And so if you come to the Philippines and you're doing the same thing, why come to the Philippines, right? If you're hustling and grinding, or you can't enjoy your life or live comfortable, why even come here, right? I think that's the whole purpose in coming here or Thailand or wherever you go, the DR, Costa Rica, wherever you might go, Mexico, is that you can live a more comfortable life than the one you currently have. Right. So I don't disagree with you, Donald. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Naps is in the house. What's going on, Naps?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a little late, but that's all right. Better late than never. We always appreciate you being here. Okay. Okay.
So the black box said, I have a Chime account, Mister.
I also have a Chime account, and that Chime account is not a bad thing. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So now, Ching, get to your questions. You want your questions? Make it happen. Let's go.
Okay, but all right. Okay. So I have a few
Get us to the stage. Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Okay. Fingers crossed. We'll keep watching it right there. If we pop up right here, then
Then we're good.
okay. So we'll just start chopping it up. Why'd you pause it?
I did pause it. I'm just checking if it's
Oh.
playing.
Okay. We'll just keep chopping it up here. I don't see this thing right here, so
What do you mean?
this should have some white bars.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, it says we're okay. Slick Rick says
Okay,
we're
said
back.
you're back.
Okay, then how come it doesn't show us back there?
I'm not sure.
Okay, anyway, okay. So if we're back, all right. So if we're back, Slick Rick, thanks for holding it down for us.
That.
Why would you?
I will reload it.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks for holding it down for us, Slick Rick. That is why you earn the big money. That's that's why you make the big money, bro. All right. All right. So where were we?
I think I'm here to ask you some questions regarding
Okay.
okay.
Have your question ready. Let's have your question ready. Okay. So Alan said, what Alan is in the house, sad about the wars. Sad about the wars. Wish this world could live in peace. I do too, Alan. I really, really do too. I think it's just part of people's DNA. People want to fight, right? Okay.
All right. So the black box said, "I'm not sure, but your information is just as safe as with Homeland Bank, Morris, and I've linked it with my PayPal account and Venmo."
Right. Right. My PayPal account works very, very well here for sure. I use that and what's the other one? Wise, I think. I think the other one is Wise. I think PayPal, Wise, Remitly, and my banks. My corporate account and my personal account are all linked, and I've never had a problem yet here. So okay, cool.
All right. So
All right, let's see.
So the black box again said, "If you plan to rent a condo, I would make sure to get a local cell phone and download Remitly. It's a service, whereas some people will accept pesos directly from the app into their account."
I live and die by Remitly over here because Remitly allows me to transfer money to somebody and transfer U.S. dollars in exchange for pesos. So I don't have to worry about the fees and all that stuff if I go to an ATM. So it's a huge thing advantage if you have Remitly.
Yeah.
Okay, Ching, are you ready for your question?
Yes, I'm ready for
Let's
my
go.
questions. All right. So when you were back home and started haven't
At us, and we'll just say this, you guys, we really apologize for the internet. We apologize for the internet here. If this happens again, we'll call it good. I'm watching the signal, and the signal is still not very good. But if this happens again, we'll just call it good, and we'll end our live stream at that point. So we really apologize. That's what happens when you're in a hotel in a smaller city. That's just kind of how it works. Your question, Ching, and let's ask the question so that it's easier to understand.
Yeah, so when you were back home and haven't started living in China, what was your biggest fear about leaving the
About
US?
leaving the U.S. You just worry about things you don't know. You just worry about things you don't know. There's a lot of changes. There's speaking a new language.
Mhm.
Obviously, I didn't speak Chinese at that time, so you worry about, are you going to get along? You think about dating. You think about your the new job you have. There's a lot of things you worry about. So,
Mhm.
but it wasn't, obviously it wasn't something that stopped me from going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you were still back home now in the US, what could be your number one reason for wanting out?
Same as everybody else. I think, and these questions aren't just to me; these are to everybody else, to you guys as well. I think the biggest cost of living. I mean, Morris was $9 for a loaf of bread,
Yeah.
$7 for eggs. That's insane. That
Mhm.
is absolutely insane to me. The cost of gas, the cost of living, just the cost of overall hustling and grinding, and you can't get ahead.
Mhm.
That's to me, that is the biggest fear. I mean, we always want to believe that if we hustle, we grind, we work hard, that we're going to get ahead. But when you can't do that, that's a worry. That's a big concern. So
Mhm.
that that's what I would say.
All right. So you felt like you were like in a survival mode when you were back home,
Um,
just getting by.
no, I didn't feel like I was in survival mode because I was doing I was doing better than getting by.
Mhm.
But the question is, how good is your lifestyle, right?
Mm.
You can do things you want to do, but if you can't get ahead and flourish when you're grinding, then in my mind, what are you doing then? I mean,
Mm.
eh, yeah, I mean, I'm living okay, and I wasn't surviving or living in poverty or anything like
Yeah.
that. But you're not able to live a comfortable lifestyle that you feel like you deserve from all the work you put in.
Got it. Got it. All right. So, when you were back home living in the US, what does your version of the Matrix look like?
Just what I just described. Just
Mm.
grinding
Grinding.
all the time and hustling all the time. Some people have a second job. Some
Mm.
people, all of that stuff, more important than the location in my experience. Okay. Just all that stuff. And then you can live okay, but you can't, maybe some people can't afford to buy a house. They live in an
Mhm.
apartment, but they can't buy a house. They can't get ahead. And
Mhm.
you're always in this, especially for a lot of people in the US, and they're drowning in debt.
Mhm. So you think for a lot of Western men, do you think that what you described as the Matrix is the same with the other people's
I
Matrix?
definitely think so. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely think so. I just think there's a lot of people. They're working hard. They're hardworking people, but they're just either surviving or
Mm-hmm.
they're barely making ends meet. But you're not able to flourish, and
Ah,
that's my big thing, right?
okay. So,
Okay.
all right. So, uh,
Let's hold on. We got some comments built up real quick. Big Boss says he uses Gcash and Maya to shield his U.S. accounts for local purchases and ATM withdrawals. I don't usually. I use Remitly, Big Boss, and I seldom make ATM purchases because all the fees that they put on you. I just don't use it. So the fees will kill you. You end up getting like $7 to $10 in fees every time you use the ATM. So okay. Um, Black Box says Gcash is another good one. It works best in larger cities. I think Gcash is good. I personally don't use Gcash. I think I have it, but I don't use it. Remitly is my go-to. Right?
yeah,
And, and Morris said every time you start talking, the feed drops. So maybe it's your fault.
yeah, it is my
It's
fault.
not your fault. It's just what it is, right?
Mm.
Um, let's see. Paul says I don't have any credit cards or bank accounts saved to any apps. That's why I saved my. That's what saved my ass when I had my identity stolen. Right? Could be a good thing. Could definitely
Mm.
be a good thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um,
So,
okay.
Big Boss said to Black Box, having a decent signal for it to work is more important than the location, in my experience. Yeah, because Gcash is an online app, but I would recommend you apply for a Gcash card where you can tap it on a what do you call that, a payment portal or whatever you call it. You tap it even if you don't have internet signal because that works perfectly if and only if that store has a portal.
Right. Most of them do. I think most of the convenience stores and most of the shopping stores do, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Joey said the Matrix is a rat race, and that's the best way to describe it. I kind of think so too, Joey. I think it's just you're on that treadmill and you're just going, but you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, so I would say that if you think that there's a matrix in the US, I would also say that a lot of people here in the Philippines are also in the
They
matrix
probably feel the same way.
because we are just living each day by day, survival mode, and you just want to get by at least every day.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Morris said, thanks to everyone with banking info in BDA, the local banks restrict internet banking.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
So the black box said, really, how many stores are now using GCash?
Almost
every store.
Almost every store
Even
you can
sari
mention, yeah.
sari stores use GCash now
For
here.
sure.
When I say sari sari stores, the small stores near the neighborhood or the
The
streets.
little neighborhood. Almost every store has them, right?
Yeah. Happy Sunday to you, Joey.
Mhm.
And thank you. The big boss said, anyone want to know anything about accounts here?
Big
Ask.
Boss has got the lowdown, right?
Yeah.
Big Boss has got the lowdown.
Definitely.
Good. Look, I'm not the only person who has intel, and that's what's good about the live streams. Is there's other people who have been living here like Big Boss, who have some intel, and they've been doing it for a lot longer than I have, so they know what to do. These are the best times to ask those kind of questions, right?
Yes, for sure. And Joey said, just got home again from a grocery at Free Market for weekly food supplies for the family.
Right. Enjoy your Sunday, Joey.
Yes. So Mr. said, I have all the money I need, but I am working 7 days a week, so I have no time to live the way I want to.
Right. And that's the other thing. I mean, you're hustling, but then you don't have any time to enjoy it. You don't have any time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And what's the use of having money that you can't even spend because you're working so hard? So that's kind of what I'm talking about when I talk about the matrix. I think that's another example.
I think it has something to do with your age also. Like, for example, when you just graduated from college, you have the time, but you don't have the money. When you're middle, you have the money, but you don't have the time.
That's true.
But when you get older, you have the money again, but you don't have the time and the energy to do those
you got
things.
the time. When you you got the one thing you have.
You have the time,
but you're running out of time.
You're running out of time, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Right. Big Boss said Remitly is great for transfers, GCash, ATM, Cash withdrawals. Only cost 18 pesos. Yeah, Remitly is my go-to. I use Remitly and PayPal and Wise for everything, and it saves me a ton of money here.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Good.
So the black box said, "Is it true that you need your ACR?"
True. I think that is true. Big Boss, maybe you can chime in on this. I think it is true. Again, I don't use GCash, but I read, if I'm right, when I was reading what you need, I think you do need an ACR card.
It is one of the local IDs that you need if you're a foreign national.
Right.
So GCash is kind of a go-to when shopping, but most stores want cash for you to pay, especially in smaller stores.
Agreed.
Okay. So, So the big boss said to Black Box, most places have GCash now. They even get tap to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Patience. Yeah, the patience. There you go.
Paul said Charles Schwab reimburses all foreign ATMs.
Yeah, I think it might have been Paul who told me that before. Yeah, that they reimburse those. Most banks do not. To be sure, most banks do not. And anytime I've used an ATM, I got zinged. Okay, so we're back. Yeah. Okay,
right.
You know what? I think yeah, are we here? I don't know. Okay, we're up. You know what, you guys? I think I want to apologize to everybody because the internet service, we always try to have the best show possible, but because the internet and the Wi-Fi is not really working out so good, We want to put on a better show, but maybe this is a time for us to call it good and us to get out and start making some videos and go eat some pizza, courtesy of Mr. Mister and some of the super chats and all that. So we're gonna put it into this one. And next week we're gonna be on Friday night because on Saturday we're doing our next Spartan race on Saturday. So we're gonna be pretty busy and we're gonna be exhausted. So you guys, thank you for your donations. Thank you for giving, and for everybody who gave for Caritas from Manila. Look forward to this week's videos. It's gonna be awesome. You'll get to see what your giving did. So I think you guys are going to be really happy and really satisfied with it. So
yeah, and you will help. Thank you in advance for helping a lot of people, even though typhoon season is not yet here, but it's starting already.
Right.
But you know, it will be a great help. Your dollar will get a long way.
It'll help a lot of people. It really will help a lot of people.
Yes,
I think we ended up counting something like 15 25 kilogram sacks of rice or something like that we'll be able to donate. That's a lot of freaking rice for sure. So as Slick Rick said, you guys, thank you so much for being patient. We apologize again for the show and for the Wi-Fi going out, and I guess that's what it is when you're in a smaller city. So we're gonna call this good. So I'm Richie Rich for Richie Rich Abroad.
And this is Chang all the way from Baguio City.
Again, we apologize. I feel so sorry.
I know.
Was going to put on a good show, but we got some videos coming to you guys. We'll do our best to make up for it. Okay. All right. Deuces, you guys. We're out of here.
Peace.